Welcome to the Journey to Happy podcast, where you get concrete tools for mindset work, my best tips for lowering your anxiety. And you also hear funny and encouraging stories from me and others who have stories to share. Around here, you'll discover the easy way to stop overthinking, to get rid of self doubt, and finally embrace a calmer, more confident you. I am Olga, your host, a former therapist, a life coach, wife, blissfully an IVF mother, and a coffee lover. I'm excited that you tune in today, and I'm honored to be on the journey with you. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Journey to Happy. I'm Olga, your host, and I am super happy to be diving in with you on a subject that I spent a few hours coaching one of my clients on last week. And I loved it so much, I thought I am going to bring this to my audience. My client is an amazing woman, type A personality. She likes to do the things that she does the best that she can. And so, yes, she tends to side on perfectionism, which is something we've been coaching her out of. And she's been doing that greatly. But we've noticed there's a recurring theme that shows up for this client of mine each time she goes into a new setting. She has to meet new people, new coworkers. There is a worry that begins to creep in from early on when she knows she's going into a new environment and meet new people. And that worry is, what if they don't like me? I obviously want to be liked by my coworkers, by the new people I'm going to meet, but I don't control that. And that freaks her out. Why? Because she's a type A personality. She wants to make sure that all is well. And then mental drama shows up to take the best out of her. And so I want to talk about this because I know, first of all, she's not alone. Many of us have that fear of not being liked. And so I want to coach you guys through that today. And I am really hoping that after you listen to this podcast, you get to do some of the work yourself that I've asked my client to do so that you also get to feel really, really confident. Let's just break down the beliefs that a human must have that are limiting, and that for that reason, it is scary to think about not being liked by others. Why do we care so much about being evaluated favorably by others? Primarily for one great reason: no human wants to be rejected or abandoned. Since we're babies, we need our mamas to like us and not reject us so that we get fed and we survive. So that is a primal fear we all have of being rejected. Of course, that translates into our attachment and relationships later in life. Let's be clear that drama does not just show up in intimate relationships, it can show up anywhere, in any relationship. So you're arriving to a new working environment and you're preoccupied with giving a good impression. That's normal. The problem is when that worry comes to paralyze you and to take the fun out of life. So what happens to most people is that when we become so preoccupied with being liked by others is because this fear of being rejected and being alone essentially creeps in and becomes so powerful. But consciously, we're not aware that that's what we're afraid of. So we focus so much on, like, no, I just want people to like me. That's about it. I'm going to ask you today to go past that superficial first impression that your mind is giving you, that what you want is to be liked, and get to the core of it, which is really to not be rejected. You just don't want to be alone in life. So we're going to reorganize this and we're going to walk ourselves out of the mental drama of what it's like to psych ourselves out of something. So in my client's example, she's going into a new working environment and she's already, it's months from this, like this is not going to happen for another few months. And she's already saying, what if they don't like me? Oh my God, I've got issues in the past. People have not liked me in the past. She's already setting up the tone of what she hopes, even though this is not what she hopes, but what she thinks she's going to experience in this new place. So, step one, I want you guys to catch yourself when your mental drama shows up. Our thoughts equal our results. Why? Because when we start thinking a certain way, our brain starts looking for evidence. Not only that, when we think a certain way, we feel a certain way. So if I walk into a room thinking I am the most powerful woman that's going to stand in that room, and I've been telling myself that every time before I step into that room, what do you think is going to happen as I step into that room? I'm going to look for evidence that proves that I am the most powerful woman standing or entering that room. And I'm going to feel powerful. Each step I take inside that room is a confident step. Let's look at the thought of, shit, I'm not going to be liked by anyone in that room. How do you think I'm going to walk in? First of all, my mind and my eyes and my everything is going to be looking for evidence of the person who looked up and down at me, not favorably. And I'm probably not going to be making eye contact, and I'm probably going to be walking every step I take, repeating to myself, you are not good enough to be here. And that's going to show in my behavior, in my existence. So my results might be exactly what my mind thinks is going to be. I'm not going to be liked, but it's because I didn't give anybody a chance to know Olga. One thing I know about Olga is that she's liked by those who know her. And I know the same is true to you. Whoever does not like you does not know you. You didn't give them a chance to know you. And why we don't give them a chance to know us? Very simple. Because we're so preoccupied in our head with whether or not they like us that we begin to guesstimate who do they want to see coming from us. So we are walking away from being authentically who we are because we're playing this guess game. Sorry, I begin to look at myself through the eyes of who I think this person wants me to be. So I don't show up anymore as Olga. I show up as the Olga I think Sarah wants to see. And if Jennifer walks into the room and I do the same thing, each of these women will get to experience a different Olga. None of them experience Olga, but the version of Olga that I quickly created based on my fear of, I don't want to be rejected. So let me figure out quickly who the person needs me to be so that I can be that. That is the biggest dilemma of the people who worry about being liked by others. You end up losing yourself in that process and you are no longer authentic. And let me ask you this. Have you ever liked anyone who you cannot read? Who you can say like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't really know who this person is. Have you liked them? Have you trusted them? Have you truly connected to them? Guys, the essential of connection, real connection, is being genuine, is being it's being able to read the other person. Like if I know who you are, if I know who I get when I'm with you, I am far more likely to one, trust you, two, connect, and three, like you. And if I don't like you, you are gonna know I don't like you, and we're each gonna walk our own way because we don't drive together, and that's human and okay. So I want you to focus the change differently. How do you coach yourself differently from this drama that you've created? First and foremost, let's narrow down the beliefs that you have currently that are limited and that make this fear so much powerful. Perhaps you think that you're not enough. Perhaps you think that your self-worth comes strictly from people's evaluations of you. Perhaps you're thinking that everybody needs to like you for you to like you, or for you to never be alone. That in order for you to not experience a lonely life, you must be liked by every single human you meet. If you write down these thoughts and these beliefs and they ring true to you, then you know that there is something really important that you need to do, and that is beginning to coach yourself out of these beliefs. And the easiest, fastest way to do this is by giving the mind a new way of thinking that then gives you a new result. I was telling my client how I struggled with negative thoughts that were based on fear, that I had to coach myself out of it. So for example, when I opened my business, Olga's Way, I was terrified because I was leaving a high paying job with all the benefits, with all the securities. Like I knew every 2 weeks how much money I was getting paid. I knew how much money was going into my pension plan. I knew every day I will have a job to do. And regardless of being sick or not, I was going to have an income. Now, I decided to walk away from that because it didn't fulfill me. And I had better ideas of what to do with my time. And while that was exciting, it was also terrifying because I was letting go of all these security blankets that I had. And it also meant that now I was 100% responsible for my results. I knew I had to do things in a way that was powerful and encouraging. If I was not in check with my mindset going through this change, I could risk the having to be back employed. I would risk the losing the dream of being self-employed, which has always been with me. So I had to do the work. You know what? I caught myself saying, I know the first 3 years of my business, I'm going to struggle. I've read this everywhere. The first 3 years are the hardest ones. I'm probably not going to make much money. I'm just going to, pay the bills. That's about it. And it's going to be hard. And I kept saying this to everybody. It was like my way of appeasing my own mind and appeasing people's worries about me leaving my full-time job by acknowledging, I know this is going to be really hard. And I used to say these words, I'm going to have to work really hard to make some money. And when I did my own mindset work, I was like, holy crap, what am I doing? Look at the future I'm creating for me. Because what I think, I do. So if I begin to say this is going to be really hard, I'm going to have to work really hard to make any money. 3 years, I was like already setting myself up that 3 years, I was going to make no money. I challenged myself. And I'm going to tell you, this is not easy work, but it's powerful work. So what I decided to do was to ask myself, okay, I don't like that scenario of working hard, making no money, and struggling financially for 3 years. That just does not sound appealing to me. And it's not surprising to me why most people give up their idea of opening their business 3 years down the road if they think exactly like me. Well, crap, not everybody is made to struggle for 3 consecutive years. So I challenged my thoughts and I asked myself a simple question. What would I like to experience in business? And you know what came to me? I want to make money with ease. I want to transform the lives of people to the best of my ability with the time I have. And I want each of these interactions to be powerful and, yes, to benefit me mentally, emotionally, and financially because I need to have a life. I need to not only just pay bills. And so I've decided that opening my own business was going to be the easiest, most fun adventure that I ever got myself into. And each time my fearful thoughts will come in as the time was arriving, and I was like, ooh, this might be my last paycheck, secure paycheck. I have a few clients, but how do I know? How long are they going to stay with me? How do I know that I'm going to make more clients? Every time those thoughts popped into my head, I repeated to myself, you make money with ease. Opening a business is the easiest, most fun experience you ever got to do. And this one was my favorite. My success is inevitable. My success is inevitable. I would be lying to you. And this is the whole point. It has to feel foreign to you at first, but it also has to feel accurate. It felt foreign to me to say that my success was inevitable or that I make money with ease or that I know how to freaking run a business and make it be fun and easy. Those were not the easiest concepts to grasp and say that's my truth. And it wasn't my truth because up to then I didn't even know that was possible. But I did know one thing. I wanted that to be my reality. So each time my mind went off to do the mental drama thing, I will bring it back to my new solidified beliefs. Guys, those beliefs were written on sticky notes. I could see them in my bedside table before I went to bed, I would read this and I would repeat it to myself. I make money with ease. My success is inevitable. I am going to transform the lives of people. At the time, I worked with men and women, and I was open to working with any kind of issue. And so I wasn't as specific as I am today, where I say I am going to transform the lives of women who are struggling with perfectionism, with overthinking. I am going to transform the infertility process of a woman who is currently feeling the heaviness of their journey. I promise you, it's going to be 7 years in business. No, 6 years in business. Not once have I struggled. Not once have I not known how I'm going to pay my bills the next month. And I'm going to tell you something. When COVID hit us, it hit my business hard because the first thing that a lot of my clients thought of giving up until they knew what financial stability they were going to have was their life coaching. And so I saw my numbers drop and it was terrifying. And for a second, I thought, this might be the end of Olga's way. I might have to reinvent myself. I might just have to be a mom for the time being, and that's it. And then I will resume after COVID. And then I told myself, no. This is when you get to reconfirm your beliefs. So this is not work that you do once, and once you're in it and you believe it and it's actually happening and you're understanding and you're seeing, I am transforming the lives of people. I am making enough money to pay my bills and pay myself a salary. And this is easy and fun. When the belief gets challenged, it's our job to reinform our beliefs if they're still fitting. And guess what? It was still fitting. It was still fitting that I want this to be with ease, that I could navigate through a pandemic, because that's when people needed me the most. And so what would I do closing my doors? No way. Not only did I come back full force to writing these new beliefs or beliefs that I wanted to have in my sticky notes. Hey guys, Olga here, interrupting your podcast only to invite you to join my 7-day workshop of the month of June. We begin on June 21st and we go straight for 7 days. I'm going to be going live every single day to give you coaching on how to detoxify your mind so that you can stop being your biggest enemy, the inner critic, and you can begin to grow into your self-confidence. So it's 7 days of coaching where I'm going to be showing up live to give you mindset tips and to train you. And you get to ask me all the questions and you get to receive all the guidance. These are research proven strategies to drop the self-critic and embrace the self-confident attitude. I am beyond excited to be offering this for the first time entirely for free. And there is no funny business going on. I am simply showing up because I want to give back to my community. I want you to stop being so critical of yourself. And I want you to experience that sense of assertiveness, of mental freedom, to not just be a slave of your own thoughts, that you can begin to understand what it takes to get off the hamster wheel, to stop this overthinking and these inner thoughts that only lead you to more self-doubt. This workshop is for you if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to roll up your sleeves and welcome a newer version of you without changing a thing, just changing the way you think. That's what I'm all about. I am here to give you this 7-day free workshop only because I care. So I've grabbed my Detox the Mind course and I selected my favorite episode of that course, which is getting rid of the mean voice inside. And I'm breaking it down into 7 steps that we're going to walk you through every step of the way, every day. These are short meetings. I'm meeting you at noon Eastern time, hoping to meet you at your lunchtime so that all of your objections are out of the way. You can simply just join and dive in. The calls will also be recorded. So if you can't show up live, you can always show up later and watch my recording of the day. You can show up and ask me any questions. You can essentially come and be coached for 7 consecutive days, entirely free. Why? Because I care. That's all. So head over to the show notes and sign up, because Doors will close on June 21st. You want to be in before June 21st. See you in there. And in my mind, and thinking and changing the way I was thinking, I believed it and I expressed it and I alluded this energy to my audience. My capacity doubled. I had more energy and I opened more hours. I was a brand new mom, by the way. Mateo was 4 months old when COVID hit us. So I naturally was working less hours and I felt that that was plenty. I doubled my hours, I doubled my income because I had renewed my beliefs around this. Because hard things happened and hard things made me reevaluate what was going on in my mind. And while my mind wanted to be dramatic, I decided that I had better, bigger fish to fry and that I was better off going back to my beliefs, my values, and renewing them with consistency. When it comes to not being liked, I said this to my client. I've never once have I ever had the goal of being liked by my clients. Because the moment I make it about who they like and what they like, I stop being authentically me. And I give up on asking Olga, who do I want to be? When I ask myself, which I do, how does the dream coach behave? Who is she? I'm not asking my clients, who's your dream coach? Because then I'll be playing catch up and trying to become who I'm not. I ask me that question. I ask me, who is the dream wife? Because that's the wife I want to be. Who is the dream mom? Who is the dream life coach? And I have an idea of who those roles, how they are, their qualities, what they do. And that's what guides me. Listen, my goal is to like me. I've got days where I didn't like me as a wife. I didn't like me as a coach or as a mom. But I don't use those moments to guilt and shame myself, at least not long enough. I use those days to ask myself, okay, you don't like this? You don't like how you showed up here? What then? What would I like to be? So I have it very clear in my head that I want to be an active, patient mother. That's very important to me. And each day that I'm not an active, patient mother, I tell myself, what did you learn? And how are you implementing that? But having this guidance of who I want to be makes me happy. And when I can be reminded by my own self, nobody has to remind me. When Mateo is giving me a hard time, I remind myself that my goal here is to be patient. And I breathe. And I say, yes, good job. This is what you want to do. You want to be patient. And when I'm not patient, that's okay. I'm learning to be patient with my son. When I don't have a great day as a wife, when I lost my cool, when I fought over the stupidest of smallest of things, when I disrespected my husband somehow, when I didn't think of including them, when at the end of the day, I'm not a happy wife because I didn't like how I behaved, I forgive myself. I don't like me. It's not about whether or not Chris is going to like me. I didn't like me today. And so I'm going to do the thing that makes me feel better. An apology, washing my hands of that day and just resetting myself back up. So how can you like yourself? How can you focus your attention on you liking you? Because I will tell you this, so long as you like yourself, people's opinions and likes of you are going to lose value. What I think of me is far more important than what others think of me. That might be your new belief. Maybe you want to write this down. Maybe you want to repeat yourself every single day when your mind is going into a mental drama. Uh-oh, I don't think they like me. What I think of me is far more important than what others think of me. I'm going to bring you back to my example as a coach. Every morning, I renew my vow with myself that I am the dream coach. And I ask myself, what does the dream coach do? You know what? She got up and she took care of herself. She exercised. She had her vitamins. She had her breakfast. And she's going to check in with her clients and say, hey, I've just done this. Where are you at? Let me ask you some questions to start your day thinking. I like that girl. I like that coach. Whether my clients like me or not, it's irrelevant. It's not where I'm guiding my mind because I couldn't possibly be the woman that every single person likes based on what they like. I can just be one human, and that human is Olga, and I am vowing myself to make me happy. So I encourage you to turn the conversation around. How can they like me to how can I like me when I show up to work? If you don't like you when you're shy, when you're not talking, when you're overthinking what to say so that you say the perfect thing, what kind of coworker do you want to show up as? Who do you want to show up as? Because you are the architect. I want to leave you with three thoughts that I think are, or okay, six. I'll leave you with six. I'm feeling generous. I just think that each of us need to have awareness on our limiting beliefs to then go in and restore them with new beliefs. The question of to ask ourselves is what will make me like me in that area, in that role, and obviously giving our brain something to think about instead and to repeat it. Your job is to repeat it. Your job is to repeat it until this foreign concept feels real to you. So here are the ones that I want to give to you. What I think of me is more important than what others think of me. I am becoming confident. Okay, you can say this to yourself every day. I am becoming confident. I just have to be me, and nobody knows you better than you. So when people ask me, how am I me? You are already being you. There's nothing to change. That's the beauty of being you. This one I love. Nothing can stop me from feeling confident. So it's no longer based on what and how I look or what they think, or, it's nothing can stop me from feeling confident. I am worthy of good relationships. And lastly, I will not let fear take the best of me. I will not let fear take the best of me. If you are too tangled up with what others think of you, I want you to refocus, recenter. Who are you? Who do you want to be? What you will make you happy. There's only one of you, so be the best you that you can. And by best, I mean authentic. I don't mean perfect, authentic. How can you show up as the most authentic self? Reprogram your mind with new powerful beliefs. If none of this speak to you, no problem. Find your own, come up with your own that are accurate and powerful. I'll leave you with this example. I told myself this year, I want to have a second child, and I am going to change my belief around this. If you don't know me, if you're new to me, I have one son who came after a 5-year wait, after having unexplained infertility and having done 4 rounds of IVF. Finally, we had one son. And my belief till the day I gave birth and beyond was making babies is not easy for us. It is complicated, painful, and hard. And I decided, January came, my husband and I decided that we were going to do 1 round IVF. And if that round gave us another baby, we were happy. And if it didn't, we were going to grieve that and we were going to look for a plan B. And I decided I'm going to do things differently. Up to now, I've had the mental drama that says because we need IVF, that is complicated and that is difficult and that I don't make babies with ease. And so I decided to start working on a new belief. And my new belief was I make babies with ease. I make babies with ease. This went on my sticky notes. You know me, visual aid is very important to bring information into the unconscious mind. And I wrote this sticky note on my bedside table, in my bathroom, in the mirror, in my office, at my desktop. And I repeated like it was my full-time job. I make babies with ease. In fact, I make a baby girl with ease. I make a baby girl with ease. I understand I still need to do IVF. But within that tremendous long journey of IVF, I can still choose to believe that my journey to my baby can be done with ease. I can have this attitude of doing it with ease. We knew from experience that one IVF, the likelihood of bringing us a baby was low and extremely low, especially 2 years after. So I'm 2 years older. We knew all of those chances were against us. Our doctor said, Olga, you should really consider doing more than one IVF if you want another baby. And I told him, nope, we're only doing one. And I'm still choosing to believe that I can do this with ease. We finished our IVF last month. I cannot tell you that it was difficult. I still experienced the ups and downs and like the emotional roller coaster, but it was easier, way easier than any other IVF I've done, because I had told myself I have prepped my energy to be with ease. I am prepping as I am recording this podcast to transfer the embryo. Are you ready? Of a little baby girl into my uterus. I get emotional because I fucking made this happen, you guys. I don't have a guaranteed pregnancy. I don't even know if I'm going to end up meeting this baby girl, but we know she's a female and we know we made her with ease because I declared that that was going to be my destiny, that I was going to make a baby girl with ease. While needing IVF, I could still have that attitude. So I want to leave you with that because it is freaking powerful when we collectively use our best tools with our mindset to create the reality that we want to experience. I am no superwoman. I am not a witch. I am a human like you who has decided to be determined, disciplining my mind so that it focuses on what I want to experience and not on the fear of what I don't want. I'll leave you with that. I'll see you at my next episode. Thanks you so much for listening. I welcome you to join me inside Instagram at Olga's That Way. Say hi, come listen, come see me every day. I am there. And if you like this episode, please share it with somebody and please leave me a review and a comment. I would love to hear from you.